All right, I'm doing this video based off of a slideshow or carousel, whatever they're calling the slideshow style videos that are out there on TikTok. And it was talking about 10 things that China is doing right now since Trump has been in office. 10 things they're doing that are kind of surpassing the US. And I'm going to, before I get to those 10 items, because I'll lay them out here for you, so please stay around. I just want to remind you that the current climate where we hate Chinese goods, or that, like, even though we still buy them, there was a current climate, where people are like, oh, I don't like stuff from China, I don't like stuff from China. That did not exist around a lot in the 80s and 90s. I know there were people that complained about that, but when you got electronics or you got a lot of goods way, way back, they were not American made. For a lot of those claiming that American made goods have been around for so long, they haven't been. We've got a lot of our stuff from China. Check VCRs, check early CD players and stuff. A lot of that stuff is still made there, but the quality was superb back in the day. Like, the peak of electronics in the United States was Chinese-made goods. There's still plenty of TVs and stuff made nowadays that come from China. There are still people that swear by Chinese-made TVs, thinking they're American because they're sold at a Walmart, which is not the case. But in my opinion, when it comes to electronics, I want them to be Chinese made. I'm recently doing a computer build here, and each of the power supplies that are high quality has advertised high quality Chinese capacitors. Like, they tout it around like it's just amazing. And it is. The build quality can be great. Granted, there are a lot of knockoff factories. But anyway, that's enough of that. So what are these 10 things that China's doing that are just surpassing us, that are going to surpass us? Well, let's see. And I've got a list here because I did research them. I viewed the slideshow, but I fact check everything, so if I wasn't able to find credible news sources on these, then I wasn't going to talk about them. I would have reduced the list to like 9 or 8 if that was the case. But all of these came from news sources, CNN, MSNBC, stuff like that. In some cases, I could cross-reference it also with like Fox News, meaning CNN had it, Fox News had it, all of them. So it's being reported widely. This did not come from Chinese state-run media. These are items that have been verified by independent outlets or news outlets that are showing that, like, yes, this is a thing. So number one up, in the recent 2024 summit of the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation, Chinese government has committed to providing around 51 billion US dollars in financial support to Africa over the next 3 years, including 3 clean energy projects. Now, I'm also going to kind of expand on this. Again, longer video, I'm sorry, and I'll try to be quick. But by them doing that, they're going to make an ally in Africa that they may not have had before, and they're also going to be able to work with trade with Africa. So they're going to beat us by becoming better to other countries. That's what that's doing. China to build world's largest hydropower dam in Tibet. This is another thing where they're beating us in clean energy. America is dragging so badly in creating projects like these. We have plenty of places where we could build stuff like this that we're just not. And yes, I know we have like droughts in certain areas, but there's certain flood prone areas where maybe should be looking at this, and also storing water for cleaning to provide for people where there's shortages. They have unveiled their next generation high-speed train that will be the world's fastest. Again, China is beating us in rail transport. They have been, and they continue to. Like, America is so far behind. We could be doing so much better in terms of just transportation in this country. I'm not going to expand too much further into that. Yes, there are downsides. If you want to know more about that, or you have any counterpoints, please feel free to them below, and I can make a separate video. China's artificial sun, I didn't know they had this, officially known as the Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, or EAST is what it's called, recently set a new record by maintaining a steady state high confinement plasma for 1,066 seconds, around 17 minutes, making a significant step forward in nuclear fusion research. Also, it allows them to make artificial plasma. I do not know what that's used in, but apparently it has huge implications in manufacturing and in producing newer products. So they have that now. They launched the world's largest amphibious battleship in Sichuan. It is huge. Apparently, when it's fully loaded, it displaces 40,000 tons of water. It is massive. And of course, that has its own implications. You can look into that. There's DeepSeek AI, which came out. If you're not familiar with that, it was an AI platform like OpenAI or ChatGPT. It was just as capable as those platforms, but it used far less electricity, was far more efficient, and cost a lot less. This is a result of us restricting China from having GPUs. They found a way anyway. All we did was restrict them, but we didn't advance our own stuff fast enough. This crashed the IT market by about $1 trillion, by the way, because of what they did. All right, moving on here, try to keep this short as possible. China will be testing out 6G internet. So to let you know, America's at like 5G, 6G internet. This will beat Starlink. I mean, not that it's hard to beat Starlink, because the performance of Starlink is garbage. It is crap. But it will allow China to stay ahead of America. They will stay ahead of us in telecom for a long time. We have failed to serve our rural farmers and, people that live out in the middle of nowhere. We still have so many dark spots with internet and cell phone coverage in this country. It is fixable. It is completely fixable. We just, every time we get money dumped into that, we dump it into useless efforts like Starlink, and those people still suffer, even though they pay taxes to get this kind of stuff. Really bad. So China's going to continue beating us in cell service and in internet. I know the only argument people are really going to have is, yeah, but don't they filter in there for the people? Yeah, they do. But at least those people can call like the equivalent of 911 out in the middle of nowhere if somebody's hurt and get pinpoint help. China unveils its first 6th-gen fighter jet. This is believed to be stealth. It is also a tailless design. Again, they are really fixing up their military, and we are just falling behind. Lockheed Martin does a lot of development for the military, and I just can't help but think we're really behind. Like, the stuff we're developing seems so yesterday. Every time I look at a lot of other developed nations, they seem to be pumping out really good, futuristic-looking stuff, and we're still here making, casings and stuff, like, awful. Last one here is China scientists have announced they're going to build a 0.6 mile, 1 kilometer wide solar power station in space. And they're going to beam that energy back to a substation on Earth via microwaves. This will provide them additional energy. They are finding very innovative ways, tested ways, to provide good, clean energy back. Now, I don't know if there's any other implications to the microwave stuff coming back, but it looks like they've tested this through. Yes, I do know that they do cut some corners on stuff, but for the most part, it looks like they are trying to clean up a lot of the issues they're having, especially with pollution. So we got a lot of that happening. And again, this is allowing China to continuously beat us. They stay dormant for a while, and then they come out with a bunch of stuff publicly, and then it makes us look like we're just ridiculous here. We are beyond falling behind at this point. Like, China is just going to take power because they can, not because they're even trying. We haven't been trying in a while. A lot of our politicians are so old, they still think the microwave is new technology. Like, it's ridiculous. The internet is this mystic place to them. They have no clue, no idea. Meanwhile, China's just moving straight ahead and straight ahead. And I know there are differences in the societies, but there's plenty we could do to stay competitive with that here that we're not doing. And none of the administrations in recent years have really done much to stay competitive. We need to be moving ahead. And we're going to have to make some difficult choices because we're afraid to do certain things for one reason or the other, and we just stay behind. We have to move ahead, you guys. It's costing us jobs. It's costing us money. It's polluting our country. Never mind the world. Just our country, how bad it's getting polluted because we refuse to move forward. But anyway, what do you guys think? What is your favorite list? Are you looking forward to one of these to be in to see what's going to become of it or what's going on? And do you have any counterpoints or comments? Leave them below.